Yes, every diminished seventh chord is actually 4 different diminished seventh chords. Let's see how. So what we have here is a B diminished seventh chord. And the interesting thing to observe about this diminished seventh chord and any diminished seventh chord that we might look at is that it is an equidistant chord. That means that the distance from this B to this D right here is going to be 3 half steps. But then the distance from this D to this F right here is also 3 half steps, and the distance from this F to this A flat right here is also 3 half steps. And if we were to add on top above this A flat right here, a B, the distance from this A flat back to the B, which is the root of the chord, is also 3 half steps. And the equidistant nature of this chord is what makes it so interesting in terms of its resolution. So here's our first resolution of this B diminished seventh chord, which would be resolving to a C major chord. Let's hear what that sounds like. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take that B diminished seventh chord and turn it into a D diminished seventh chord. That'll be done by changing the bottom note from B to C flat. So enharmonic respelling, in other words, same note. B is C flat. So now it's a D diminished seventh chord, and this time it will be resolving to an E flat major chord. Let's hear that. Okay, now let's keep moving on up through the chord. Now the F is the root, so I've respelled this so that it's an F diminished seventh chord. Now it's resolving to G flat major. And finally, we can respell this so that it's a G sharp diminished seventh chord, and that will then resolve to an A major chord. Let's hear that. Now, if we do a little music math, what this means is that there are only 3 different diminished seventh chords. Because if one diminished seventh chord could actually be 4 different diminished seventh chords, and there are 12 notes total chromatically, that means there can be 12 differently spelled diminished seventh chords. But if one of them enharmonically equals 4, that means that there are only 3 different sets of those 4 diminished seventh chords. So this diminished seventh chord is really a chameleon and can resolve in a lot of different fun ways.